My bad, y'all. We got cut off. Didn't I tell y'all that the devil was mad because we was talking about this? This how he tried to cut us off. Like, stop it! I'm the prince of the air. Cut the waves off, damn it! Cut them off! No, you ain't cutting nothing off. Ain't no weapon you got for him gonna work. I told you that. So where were we, little flock? Oh yeah, that's right, Buddha. Now that we have uncovered here what the distinguishing mark of an unclean, murderous, dumb devil is, which is what, little flock? A white patchy spot and a white hair coming out that thing. You see that there? Now, I want you to connect the dots here. On the statue of the Buddha, on any statue of a Buddha, he's got a mark right here on his forehead. He always has it. It even has a name. Now, what is that mark? It is a white tuft of hair. Do you see? Now, the scripture says he disguises himself as an angel of light. What is Buddha supposed to be? A messenger of light and truth. He ain't Yahusha, so I don't give a damn what he got to say. Especially if he got that white tuft across his shit. Because I know that mean unclean. But if you didn't know that mean unclean, and you've been deceived to think that it mean he wise and clean, then you'll fall for the deception. You'll fall for the trick, won't you? You'll fall for it. Because it is a deception. That's what's going on in the last days. A great deception. You see? A lie. That's something that they thought was clean, which is an antichrist. I believe him. I believe him. I believe him. You don't see that white tuft up on there? Why you think he wants you to get a mark on your forehead? Because he got one. They put it right there on the Buddha to show you a white tuft of hair right there on his forehead. Look it up. You think I'm making this stuff up? I'm not. I don't have to. Why does the heathen hope in vain? Why do they hope in vain? Getting deceived left and right. Instead of accepting the truth. When you read the Bible, what do you see about the true people of God every time? What do you always see about them? They have a distinguishing mark too. What is it? It's being hated for their outward appearance. Now, can you tell me why so-called black people have been hated across the whole world by all the nations of the world? Can you tell me why that's the case? Other than because of how they look? How they are? How they talk, how they act on the outward appearance, even though they do it from a pure-hearted place? If they didn't, then God wouldn't have chose them. It's so obvious. They're pure-hearted. That's how come they can be led about like sheep. The Negroes are. That's how you can let somebody else give you a name and be led about. Because you're pure-hearted and wide-eyed and ignorant and don't know no better. But y'all can't see how obvious it is to see the damn truth. You even have people saying the mark of Cain was black skin. Well, that's not what I read in Leviticus, so who's the liar? Well, God told me already who be lying. Niggas do. People lie. Plain and simple. Can't you see it? Mark of Cain is black skin. Prove it. Because according to the scripture here, a white patch, it says Miriam was white as snow. When Moses put his hand in there, it said he was white as snow when he pulled it out. That mean unclean. But you don't know that because you've been taught a damn lie. Everything is reversed in upside down backwards world. I've told y'all that many times. I guess maybe y'all don't think I'm telling you the truth. Y'all running after outward appearance. Y'all like listening to people that you like stuff about them. Not what the fuck they're talking about. You like an aspect of their personality, or you like the way they dress, or you like the shit that they show off, or you like how they live and when the money that they flash, or something about them that you like that causes you to listen to them. It has nothing to do with their heart. That's not why you listen. If it was, then you'd love me. Because everything I say comes from a pure place. Are any of my videos edited up? Just like what I was doing right now. I made a video. It got cut off while I was making it. I'm still right here in the same exact spot. I just deleted off some stuff and made some room and hit record again and start talking. Now, how could I prepare for that? I don't have to prepare. I am. You see that there today? Now, like I said, when you look up the Buddha thing today, which you should, because I told you about it, if you didn't know already, look it up so that you can confirm it. And you read about that little mark on his forehead, then you wonder about all the people that are so-called Buddhist or whatever the case may be. Why would they put that on their statue? A white tuft of hair coming out of his forehead. That's the mark. It's so of uncleanness. Why would you say that he's some guru I should be listening to and some body sent down from God and all this? Well, that's what they're going to say about the Antichrist. That's why it doesn't change. And he can't hide that little mark he has. It's a distinguishing mark. You can't hide it. Just like you can't hide your pure heart, no matter how hard you try. See what I'm trying to tell you? You just are what you are. Deceivers have to hide who they are. So now, people that call themselves Jews and are not, what's the next part say? But who are they actually? The synagogue of Satan. The church of Satan call themselves clean, but they're not clean. That's what it means. See that there? Because who are the true clean people? I just told you, the people that were put in slavery, the people that did everything that they did out of ignorance. That's why they can be forgiven. Christ told you that. He said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And when he died, he said, what? Forgive them, for they know not what they do. That means they're ignorant of the truth. They're ignorant of the fact. That's grace if I've ever heard it. So then let's see. Does it match what God said about the new covenant? I shall make a new covenant with who? The same exact people that he made the first covenant with. So then he didn't change. Grace and change don't go together. Grace is the same. What am I saying by saying that? You don't give grace so that you can move on to do something else. No, you give grace and that ends it. You understand what I'm saying? That's my decision I've made, that I'm going to stick with you. I'm just going to give you grace on the matter. I'm not going to wipe you away for another and say I gave you grace. How does that make sense? Y'all follow that now? I'm going to kill you and then say I gave you grace. Now I'm going to make another one. No, that's not what happened. He thought about doing that. It's in the scripture. Moses, get out the way. You're standing there with your hands up saying, Abba, please don't. They're ignorant. They just don't understand. And I'm going, I don't care. I want to kill them because they're pissing me off. Just like a father does when he's about to whoop his child and the mother stands in the doorway and says, give him a chance, one more chance. He's like, no, he needs to learn. He needs to learn. He's still young. Let him grow some. If he grows anymore and he keeps doing this, what you think I'm going to do? See how that goes, little flock? It's so easy to understand. It ain't hard to understand. It's very easy. So everything that you read in that word is so that you can, what did he say? Desire the sincere milk that you may grow thereby. Everything he put in there so that you can grow in your understanding of what the truth is. Because his word is truth. So every piece of truth you eat grows you into the ultimate truth, which is Christ. And now, isn't that exactly what the scripture says? You are built up into the measure of Christ. It's a build-up process. See how that go? But you keep eating, you keep drinking that milk, what happens to the baby? He grows. And he get big, and he get all heavy. You can't hardly carry him no more. You're like, okay, you're going to have to start walking, baby. You're going to have to learn how to walk. Y'all see that today? So now, that's the distinguishing mark. You see that there, little flock? And they're showing you that, like I told you, with their statue, because you would have to ask. Like I said, if you read the scripture and you said, okay, a white patch with a white hair, that means unclean. According to Abba, the Lord said that. Now I see a statue of a so-called guru, or whatever you guys want to call it, a servant of a messenger from God, that has a mark on his forehead that you called a white tuft of hair. That means unclean, man. Because that's the mark of Cain. That right there. That's the mark he put on him. That's why it's on his forehead. Because like I said, that's the same place he want to put your mark. Isn't it? And he got leprous spots upon his hands. You see that today? He got leprous spots on his hands. Because why? Now, why does he have the mark on his forehead and his hands? I told you, because of premeditated murder. He thought evil and then he carried it out. That's what his hands mean. So that's why he got those marks there. And that's why he wants to put it on you. He want to make you unclean while telling you that he's making you clean because he's a deceiver. So let's use a pandemic or pestilence as an example. If there was a disease that hit, that would be considered unclean. So to get clean, I would have to give you a vaccine, correct? Look at these dogs, y'all. Look at that. Look at these dogs. Tripping. What's up, yeah?
They ain't gonna attack us?
Oh, I don't know. They're not mine.
Oh, shit.
They're not my dogs. I don't know. They ain't never attacked me. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that, y'all. I was gonna tell y'all maybe why the dogs was barking at them, but then maybe that's a little presumptuous and facetious. So let me chill out there. He's still barking. So do y'all understand that today? He says he wants us to be able to discern between the clean thing and the unclean thing. So if you can't do that, then you'll get deceived. That's simple. You see that there? A person goes, I'm going to become a Buddhist. Okay, did you look at his mark there on his head? Yeah, it's a white tuft of hair. Okay, now read Leviticus. Oh, God said that meaning he's unclean. That's right. Is he Yahusha? No, he ain't. So then see why he got a mark on his shit while claiming to be a messenger of light? No, read the Bible right there where it says that's what Satan do. So it's no wonder his children do the same thing. Ain't that what it say? That's what it says, little flock. They gone, man. They gone. That's what it says. So there ain't no need going back and forth or worrying about it or trying to think of what the mark could be, or I've been told y'all what the mark of uncleanness is, what the mark of a murderer is. He was a murderer from the beginning of both, not in the truth, because the truth is not in him. So when he speaketh a lie. The scriptures say that? So if he speaks lies, then he's unclean. Do you notice Abba didn't say he speaks other stuff? That's the mark. I hope you hear it, because let me tell you what the world tells you the mark of an unclean way he's going to talk. It's cuss words, loud and harsh, mean, and like a raving madman, because that's how they said Christ spoke. If you know the scriptures, you know that. See, they called Christ unclean, didn't they? A winebibber and a glutton. They said he had a devil. Doesn't that mean unclean? See how they couldn't discern between the clean and the unclean thing? Now, why do you think they called Christ unclean? Was it because of what he said? He asked that. He says, because of what I'm saying to you, you can't hear my word. So then what was it that made him unclean to them? They were offended at something, weren't they? What do you think it was? It had to be his outward appearance. Now check the scriptures and see if that's what they were offended at. Read Isaiah. If you read the Torah, Old Testament, it'll tell you. He had no beauty that people should be looking at him, desiring him. So they didn't. You see? So it always connects like Legos, doesn't it? It always goes together, doesn't it? So who do you think I'm here to smack down? The world of outward appearance. You would not expect the branch, the servant of the Most High, the one in whom he rejoices over, you wouldn't expect him to come to you speaking with harsh language as a raving madman, with nose ring in his nose, engages in his ears, and at one point very long hair. You see, I do all of those things, just like men do all the things to be seen of men. I do all of the things that I do to show you that it's not about that. Gosh, Lee. Because if it were, then how come I'm able to preach the way that I am? That's my question for all of you guys if you say that I'm unclean and click off the video. How am I preaching what I'm preaching? You see that? But if you can't see that, then you don't know why God picked. God told you why he did. Because his heart is so pure, that causes him to speak without gauging his words and trying to sugarcoat them because it's pure. Pure means unadulterated, unfiltered. Like when you take some pure fentanyl, what's going to happen to you? What the fuck is wrong with people? It's so simple to understand. You take some pure Everclear, what's going to happen to you? Simple. It's more potent. So then my words are very potent when I speak. They're not filtered down and watered down and smooth. Because you guys, when you drink alcohol, you'll drink more of it if it's smooth. But it ain't gonna get you as fucked up. It's that harsh shit, Will, that had you coughing and grabbing your chest. In other words, it's not as potent, doesn't have a stronger effect. Oh man, it's so easy to understand what I'm saying today, isn't it, little flock? Isn't it? Yep, it is. It's ever clear. It's ever so clear, isn't it? Y'all hear me today? That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. That it connects like Legos because it's just the truth. So everything you say, connect. Now when you start lying, now you're deceiving and now you're in sin and now you're wicked. But as long as you took the lies out, then you did the necessary work. But people will do the work of taking the lie, keeping the lies in, but will take the cuss words out. You see people do that to deceive all the time, don't they? I showed you guys a video of this wicked ass rainbow warrior talking about kids. It's good to do this and good to say you're a girl if you're a boy. It's good to not obey your parents. It's good. He didn't cuss, but his words are filthy as hell. So can you discern between the clean and the unclean? I hope you can then, or you'll get tricked by that guy and give your kids to him. That's what people are doing. They're taking their kids to school. Why would you? Why would you send them there? When they're doing that, when they're rainbow warrioring against you with the upside down, flip backwards rainbow. So why would you take them there? Because you're ignorant. You think it's clean there. It's not. It's unclean there. Why would you take them to a filth place? All these daycares, why would you take them to a filth place? All these churches, why would you take them to a filth place? Because they've been brought up to think that it's clean. It's obvious why. None of that place is clean. Take them to the hospital. That's unclean. It's unclean. I read about a woman that spent all her money on hospitals and doctors and couldn't heal herself. But she went to Yahusha one time and she was healed. She spent all her living trying to get healed and couldn't. She went to this man one time and got healed. So then I know the clean place and the unclean place. The unclean place is the world. The clean place is the inward world, where Yahusha's from. Because his kingdom is clean, isn't it? Isn't it clean there? All right then. So the inside is clean. The outside may look filthy to you because you can't discern. That's what the whole time Yahusha was walking around, he had to deal with. That right there. So y'all think it has changed? It hasn't. So don't let people try to tell you about sin and wickedness and wrongness as if it's a bunch of other crap. All that other crap are commandments and precepts of men. Throw that shit out into the trash. Why am I telling you to do that? Because when you find the pearl of great price, you throw everything else away. You don't need it anymore, in other words. It becomes useless. Once you know the truth of the name of I am and how to use his name in truth, then you stop doing anything else with your life. You throw it all else away. I don't need to do anything else. I don't need to do anything else. Just stop taking the Lord's name in vain. Didn't he tell me not to? Yeah, that's what he said. And he told you early in the commandments, didn't he? He didn't wait for a long time to give you that commandment. He told you early, don't take my name in vain. Oh, well, what is your name, God? Men tell you all kinds of names, don't they? Yes, but he tells you his name. So I would just use his name the way he told me to. I am. Because that's the name that makes sense, that when I use it and I use it wrong, I suffer. Whack-a-mole! Let me say that one more time real quick. Don't take my name in vain. Okay. God is love. So in other words, if I take his name in vain, I will suffer. That's why he's telling me not to. Now, if I take I am and take it in vain, let's see, I am sick. Will I suffer? Why would I want to suffer? So I don't even need to do that. I could tell myself that I don't need to do that. But God told me, he reminded me not to. But I could tell myself that just by living. So what the hell is wrong with y'all? Y'all can't see that? That it ain't good to speak that way about I am? Well, I didn't know that was God's name. Okay, well, there it is on the page. That's for all the people that say that it's some other name. I just told you that that name affects you when you use it. If you speak this language. If you speak another language, his name is I am in your language. The name you use to talk about your existence, he exists. So when you say you exist, you're using his name. How do you say you exist? I am. That's how you say it as far as God is concerned. I don't give a damn what men say. As far as God is concerned, that's how you say you exist. I am. I'm present. I am. So now, when you say I am and you use a lie or vain words or empty, with things that are no profit, then you suffer the emptiness of it. The worst feeling to have is emptiness, isn't it? Yes. That shit is worse than every damn thing else. At least when you feel something, you feel. You know, when a person feels emptiness, they will even cut themselves, which means the pain of being sliced open is better than feeling this empty, I don't exist as feeling. Because I don't exist means God is not here, which means there's no love here. And y'all can't understand that. That's why your children are suffering. It's because there's no love in the house. It's just nitpicking this child's outward appearance of everything he says, everything he does, everything he wears, as if that's important. It got nothing to do with his heart. Nothing to do with his heart. So it's clear who I be, and it's clear what I come to do. Draw you back to the heart of the Father. Isn't that what the scripture says that the messenger will do? I'm constantly proving it to you guys. Christ said, believe me for the words that I'm speaking to you. You could do the same thing here with the branch. I've told you I'm the branch, but what proves it is the fact of what I'm doing. Just like I proved to you the mark of Cain. I proved it out of the word. I'm proving to you who I am out of the word. He's going to draw the children's hearts back to the Father. Abba. That's right. That's what I'm doing. Stop focusing on outward appearance because you'll judge wrong. Okay, well, grandson, watch how it goes. Well, grandson, if I do that thing right there, then God won't accept me. Then I'm doing the thing while I'm talking to the person. And they're like, gosh, God is flowing through you. I'm like, I have people tell me all the time, you're clearly a prophet of God. I'm just saying that's what they've said. You're clearly a prophet of God. But you need to change how you speak a little bit there, man. Clean it up a little bit. Clean it up. If I'm a prophet of God, that means God cleaned me and chose me, right? They'll be like, yeah. So do you think I'm going to get unchose? Or that God was wrong in his choosing? No, I'm not saying that. Okay, then. That's why I'm doing it. Now, would I do it if I didn't have faith? No, I wouldn't. It's because I'm faithful as to why I do it, to prove it to you. I lay my life on the line. So I can show it to you so that you can see it. That's what Yahushua did. That's what I do. I'm just like him. That's why I'm the branch. So while the whole world chases after outward appearance, and you know that they do, I go the other way. And then I prove it to the little flock by living on faith. If I eat like this, grandson, those are just chains you got on you, brother. Watch this. Give me the damn hot dog. Oh my God, he ate a hot dog. How nasty. Then I'll show them right in the scripture where Christ says, when I send you out and you go to somebody's house, whatever they sit to eat for you, eat it. Now, how are you going to get around that, little flock? If Yahushua said that, whatever is set there, eat it. So what if they put a lobster there? You're going to talk like Peter. That's what you're going to do. I don't eat unclean things. Peter said the same thing. What I have cleansed, don't call unclean. I will only have set there what is clean for you. Because it's clean through prayer and thanksgiving. The scriptures tell you all of this, but people still stay rebellious and thinking what sin is because men lie. I just saw a girl the other day. Meat is unclean. You shouldn't eat it. Okay. You say you serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, huh? Yes, I do. The children of Israel were in the wilderness. God was giving them manna, right? Yeah. Then they cried out for meat, right? Yeah. And then God gave it to them, right? Yeah. Do you see the scripture here that says meats don't destroy the work of God? Like I told you, making you a prophet and making you a servant of God. Meats don't destroy that. It doesn't change you from that. What changes you from who you are is what you think. So you need to work on that diet. What is my mental diet on a daily basis about I am and then about my brother? And somebody says, oh, you're talking about loving yourself and loving God. I've said this before. Say it again. What's God's name? See that little flop? It's not hard at all. It's not hard. Because, see, a name is what you do. That's why you got names in the world like Carter, Fisher, all kinds of names that depict what a person does. Because you are what your name is. See that? So, if you are Yahusha, then you save. That's what you do. You save. And what do you save from? I just described it to you. If I eat that, I'll die. Wait a minute. If I grab that thing right there, I'll be stealing out. I'll be wrong with God. He'll kill me. That stuff. I got to clean the outside of the cup. I got to wear this. I got to dress like this. And then people say they don't think that. But then every Sunday they go to church, they put on a dress and a suit. You didn't wear that when you were watching TV at home. So why did you put it on there? As if God didn't see your heart when you were at home, but he's looking at your heart now while you're at church. No, you put that on to be seen of men. Stop lying. And then you're offended when somebody comes in filthy. Christ said that, even though it happens right in front of you. See? A filthy person walks into a congregation, the congregants, he's kind of smelly because he smells like outside, like my mama say. He's just wearing some dirty old clothes. And the congregants look at him and go, why would he come to church like that? What are you talking about? How should he come? He should be clean and put on this. Maybe he didn't have the means or didn't have those things. So should he not come because he didn't have no soap? He shouldn't come in here because he didn't have a suit. Why? Because it offends you? So God will receive him, but he can't even get in there because you block him from getting in from your offense. What does God say? They block people from getting in and they themselves don't go in. Isn't it obvious to see it now? Okay. Now, do you understand who I am? I make manifest Yahushua's teaching. I magnify it. That's what I do. Isn't it obvious? Everything that Christ talked about and dealt with, I magnify it for your eyes to see it right in front of you. Wow, yeah, I see it, grandson. I see how we've been living in folly, led about by men's instructions. God said, don't lie. Why am I adding? Revelation told me don't do that. Why am I adding to the law when it's already a heavy burden to bear? Why would I add more burdens? What the scriptures say. They put heavy burdens on people that they themselves will not lift. It's just going to keep coming out. So what you guys want to do? Keep talking or just chill out and let y'all eat what I already given you? Because I can still feed you all day long and I can still give you a drink all day long because it flow out of my belly like rivers of water flow. I'm the bread that came down from heaven. Abba showed y'all that the other video when I was walking. He just happened to put a bunch of bread spread out around me. Now you think that just happened just cause. I'm randomly walking, talking to y'all, and I happen to walk into a place where just bread scattered all around my feet. Abba does everything that he does for a reason. Or you think he does things and he wastes. What do you think? All right, little flock. Y'all see the energy. You see what we on right now. So take this energy into the next few days, like I told you. And hopefully, on my community page, I'll be able to post a timeline of when I'll be doing certain things on these days of the fast so you guys can join me, because I know a lot of you live in different time zones. I know the days are different. The times of the days are different for everybody. But hopefully if I can give you a timestamp, then you can match it up to your time zone. And we can do this stuff as one at the same time. Shalom, little flock. Y'all be blessed today.